Hi, everyone, and welcome to another great car here on the Car Reviews podcast with CollectorCarCanada.ca. Before we get underway, I do want to remind people that it's definitely possible to come see the cars that are on offer before you bid in an auction or before you start talking about making an offer in case it's a buy it now item you're looking at. Uh, for an auction, use the contact seller button that you'll find at the base of CCC Vital Info section in any online auction listing on our website. For buy it now items or any page on the website for that matter, there's a contact us link on every page. So don't be shy. Come see the cars. So today we've got a really neat one for you. It is a 1964 Chevrolet Corvair convertible, as you see. So it's called a Monza Spyder. It's got a 4-speed transmission. This one is inspected, so please take a look at the inspector's report, get a sense of the mechanical details. Of course, this video is going to give you a good sense of the cosmetic details, and I suppose when we have that double trouble combination, that's why people are quite comfortable bidding sight unseen. So in addition to the inspection, this one is going to its new owner, Ontario certified, should the new owner be in Ontario. So it's had a nice restoration. We'll get into some of the details on this video, but do take a look at our detailed listing to get the all the tidbits about the restoration. You're going to find it as lot 297 on CollectorCarCanada.ca. So that's a bit of an intro. I'm going to start up the car now and we can listen to the engine idle and the exhaust. Better set that handbrake because it's a manual transmission and I felt a little rolling when I put that clutch down. So here we go with the start. Looks like I have it in neutral. So I'd say the car has traveled about 3 to 4 kilometers today. So not a perfectly cold start, but we do have a legitimate cold start from a couple hours ago when the car was started in the owner's garage. And we're just going to listen to the engine idle right now. We do have driving videos on the detailed listing, again, lot 297. So you can hear the engine at a higher engine speed and doing its thing in the driving videos. There is a tachometer on the dash of the car. Right now it reads 1,000 to 6,000 RPM tach, and the red line's right around 5,200. So I'm going to hop out, grab the camera, and we'll get a little closer to both the engine and exhaust. Oh, I'm going to say it. Of course, this car is a rear engine car, and with the flat 6-cylinder air-cooled, by some it was called the American 911. However, this 1964 predates the 911 by a model year. So I'll hop out now and we'll get into listening to that engine and exhaust. So here's a look at the car from a slightly different angle with the engine running. I'll note that the light right now is not perfect. We're expecting some maybe some showers in the town of Brighton, Ontario later this afternoon. The good news is we got some other videos as well as our photos when it was a little brighter. So do take a look at the detailed listing for those, lot 297. So that is where the car, that is the town from which the car is being offered. Brighton, Ontario. About an hour and a half, an hour 45 east on the 401 from the booming metropolis of Toronto. So getting in close to the engine, it's a 164 cubic inch flat 6 air cooled with the turbocharger. Take a look at our detailed listing for the specs on that engine. So I'll move in with a separate microphone and we'll get a good sound of the idle. And now down to the exhaust. Single exhaust over here on the right. I think it's fair to say that engine's running really nicely, and that's quite plausible given that the owner in the spring in preparation for the sale had some fuel system work done, including the installation of a replacement rebuilt carburetor. But fuel filter was changed and the system was all cleaned out. Fuel certainly sounds like it's flowing freely and effectively to me. We heard that too at the start. Lots of space too for the weekend mechanic. Similar system to what we see on British cars of the period. Certainly we have a TR6 on the website right now that's got this little system for the rear trunk on that car, engine cover on this. But to let the engine cover down, we just need to press this little tab on the rod and down it comes. I think that'll do for where we need the engine running. So I'm going to cut that engine and we'll move on to the exterior tour. All right, so I mentioned already that the car's been recently restored. That was done under prior ownership. The current owner in Brighton has had the car since 2022. A couple of neat appointments up front are the quad headlights. You see a Chevrolet emblem in the center here, and just above that, there's a keyhole because there's a storage compartment up front here. So we'll call that a front trunk, and that's how you gain access to it. Beautiful chrome bumpers. I'm not seeing any pitting on those. Starting to feel some mist in the air, so we might move along a little more quickly than normal in this video. We've got the curved windshield here with the chrome surround, vent windows, another nice touch, and the side mirror has this Chevy emblem emblazoned on it. Only a side mirror on the driver's side. Fuel door here has got a locking cap. We have photos of that on the detailed listing. And the rally look wheels here from Chevrolet. So originally the car was delivered with 4-lug 13-inch wheels. During the restoration, those were upgraded to a 14-inch with 5 lugs. And that center hub reminds one of other Chevrolet performance cars of the day. I'm thinking Corvette and then Camaro starting in 1967. You can see the Monza Spyder emblem here toward the back of the fender. So that's the highest trim level for the 64 Corvair, certainly the Spyder to imply the convertible top. Manual convertible top, we've got some pictures of it closed. In the video here, we're just gonna have it with the open position. And we've even got a video of the top coming down. The owner did that for us earlier in the day. So a matching set of 4 tires all around. I'm just seeing this drum brake here in the rear. It gives me opportunity to say that when the 5-lug conversion was done during the restoration, the front brakes were upgraded to a pair of discs. So discs up front and drums in the rear. There's an invoice for the Aspen Touring all-season tires you see on the car. And at all 4 corners, they're 195/70 R14. Nice tread. I noted 2016 date codes on them, and the owners furnished us with the invoice for the purchase of the tires, which was in 2017. So here's the engine cover under which we just looked, a beautiful Corvair emblem with the turbocharged emblem down below it, and some venting for engine cooling on that engine cover. Working our way back, a trademark Chevrolet look with the double round taillights on either side. You'd see that in Corvette, certainly for 1964, and then later on in Camaro starting in 1970. Some venting complemented by chrome down here at the bottom of the engine compartment. There's that single exhaust. It's a polished tip. There's a little bit of imperfection here at the top of the tip, but you really do need to zoom in close to see it. Good look at the rear of the car from the passenger corner, rear corner, and there's a an antenna, fixed antenna in place. I'll mention that the while we're talking about the antenna, the head unit's being replaced to a more modern unit, although it's loyal to the look of the past. And we have a really quick video displaying the sound from the speaker from which it emanates is right there. But it's really quick because YouTube doesn't allow the playing of copyrighted music in its videos. And I'll add on that radio, there's also an auxiliary input jack in the glove box. Nice clean glove box. That's the only thing we found inside of it. So as I say, I feel like I'm shortchanging you a bit with this video with the gray skies we're encountering now. You can probably see a couple of misty drops on the finish of the car, but do take a look at the detailed listing where you're going to find the pictures of the car and even some videos under more flattering light conditions. But there's a good look at that chrome bumper. The only marks I see it right now are the misty raindrops. So looking quite sharp. So that finishes our express tour of the exterior. I'm going to move to the interior and try to show that to you before the skies open up. So moving right along to the interior, here's a good look at that round side mirror and the vent windows, of course, as well. A great 60s touch on cars to enable some airflow through the cabin. Complete instrumentation up here. We've got a 6,000 RPM tachometer, a speedometer topping it at 120 miles per hour. I'll add that the odometer is not functional, so it's at 35,000 miles, just under 36,000 miles. And we're going to call this one true mileage unknown because the odometer is not running. Then some accessory gauges over at the right. There's a manifold pressure gauge, a cylinder head temperature gauge, and then a fuel gauge as well. And to the bottom right, we see the ignition. Lights are here. Bright light switches down on the floor. And that's the emergency brake, that red handle. We've used it successfully today. But it's important to reiterate that this car goes to its new owner. Ontario safetied, but even out of province buyers can get some peace of mind from that. 4-speed manual. And these seats were redone as part of the restoration, mid 2010s. Gray and black two-tone, black inserts with the gray bolsters. There's a parade top on the manual roof right now. That comes off with snaps to put the top up, and I suspect that's going to happen quite soon. Manual windows all the way around, and even some map pockets. One thing I will note that's a slight imperfection is that this crank for the window taps that metal molding when it's going up and down. So that door card could be tightened a bit, but no problems with the function of the up and down motion of the window. I think it's time for me to jump in this car and get it back to the owner's garage, which is only a minute or two away, and we'll do the closing thoughts in the owner's garage. So we got back into the owner's garage with only a few drops of that fine mist hitting the car. We've chamoised it off, and here we are with closing thoughts from the car's normal resting spot. I thought it was interesting when I arrived to find that the owner has a double car garage, a 2-car garage, but the Corvair is the only car that sits in the garage. So here's where it's centered in the center of a 2-car garage. So spoiled little brat it is. So that's a good look at our 1964 Chevrolet Corvette Monza Spyder, 4-speed manual, inspected, restored, and Ontario certified. A big, long mouthful of a title for this car. That's because it's got so many good things going for it. Again, the restoration was completed in the mid 2000 teens. You can see some details about that on our detailed listing for lot 297. Again, in the rear, it's got a 164 cubic inch flat 6 engine, air cooled, and the 4-speed manual transmission gets the power to the rear wheels, single exhaust over that way. And if you're thinking about buying a Corvair, keep in mind that our friend Ralph Nader made it famous. And so that's a little fun fact about it. It's funny how that campaign went in the 60s. I, of course, read about it after the fact, but Tempest in a Teapot. But boy, that guy was good at getting um, public attention on the car. So again, it's lot 297, the 1964 Chevrolet Corvair 4-speed manual, Corvair Monza Spyder 4-speed manual, restored, inspected, Ontario safetied. It wears a darker red, almost a burgundy, and the paint was applied in the mid 2000 teens when that restoration was undertaken. The interior, the tweed seats are in a two-tone with gray bolsters and black inserts, nice neutral color that really complements the red. And of course, again, I'll mention that the wheels or the rims were upgraded to a 5-lug conversion during that restoration. Important to note that at the same time, disc brakes were installed up front, so the rears are still drums. And it's also important to mention that it went from 13-inch wheels to 14s. And that's the reason the spare tire is in the front trunk. Originally, with the 13-inch wheels and a 13-inch spare, it was able to be accommodated in the engine compartment. And maybe that's part of the reason the engine compartment seems so roomy. So yeah, this one's a neat one. I really like it. 1964 Chevrolet Corvair Monza Spyder, 4-speed manual, restored, inspected, Ontario safety. That's going to about do it for this car review video. I want to thank you for watching, and we're going to move on to the next car.